Why was early radio tuning so hard? Have you ever wondered why tuning into your favorite radio station was such a challenge in the early days of radio broadcasting? Let's take a closer look at the hurdles faced by early radio enthusiasts. In the beginning, radio receivers were quite basic. They did not have tuned circuits, which are essential for selecting specific frequencies. Instead, the first receivers picked up a wide range of frequencies at once. This broad reception was fine when early spark gap transmitters sent out wideband signals. However, as more transmitters started operating in the same area, overlapping signals became a big problem. Tuning is all about adjusting the receiver to match the frequency of the desired transmission. This allows the receiver to filter out unwanted signals. Early radios simply could not do this effectively. Listeners often experienced garbled sounds and had to manually adjust various components to try to isolate a station. The introduction of resonant circuits, also known as tuned circuits, marked a significant step forward. These circuits allowed receivers to select specific frequencies. However, they were complex and required careful alignment of multiple stages, making tuning a tricky process. Tuned radio frequency sets, which were among the early receivers, had several resonant circuits. Each circuit needed to be adjusted to the same frequency for clear reception. This multi-stage tuning was cumbersome. If one circuit was misaligned, it could result in weak or distorted signals, making it frustrating for users. In the 1920s, vacuum tubes improved amplification but did not simplify the tuning process. Early vacuum tube radios still required manual tuning of multiple stages. The regenerative receiver, introduced around 1913, improved sensitivity and selectivity but also demanded careful adjustments to avoid oscillation. Visual tuning aids like meters and the magic eye indicator came later, in the mid-1930s. These tools helped listeners tune more accurately by showing signal strength visually. However, they were not available during the early struggles of radio tuning. In practical terms, early radios often needed external antennas and grounding to improve reception. Static interference was common, and users had to frequently adjust tuning dials to maintain clear reception. So, to sum it up, early radio tuning was hard because early receivers lacked tuned circuits, which led to broad frequency reception and interference. Multiple resonant circuits in tuned radio frequency receivers required precise adjustments. Early vacuum tube technology improved amplification, but not the simplicity of tuning. Regenerative receivers increased sensitivity but needed careful manual control. Visual tuning aids were not available until much later, making tuning a challenge that required patience and skill. These difficulties highlight the early stages of radio technology development and how innovations in tuning circuits and amplification shaped the history of radio broadcasting and communication.